Hi guys. So platters, let's talk about platters. I see a lot of people complaining online that there's a cracking, breaking. So I want to go over what I do. It kind of works, it has some of the science behind it, and hopefully it will work for you too. Now, first and foremost, sometimes things happen. I mean, you're going to lose pieces once in a while. Like, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I was showing this platter that I have that cracked in a kiln. But this should be rare. You know, this should not be all the time or every other platter like that. That should never be the case. You should be able to fire platters without, having to, sustain so much damage. So first and foremost, I'm a hand builder, right? So when I roll out the slab, I roll it a couple of different ways to make sure that I'm pushing the particles in every which direction. When I smooth down the slab, I like to do it in circles. I go around in circles. Does it help? I don't know. In my head it does. I think I'm aligning the particles so that when I cut out the shape, they're already aligned, so I'm not like creating any like sharp molecular edges. That makes sense? So what I do from here, I'm literally gonna go through it with you. I take my form and I use anything literally under the kitchen sink. And I cut it out. Nothing special here. I'm just using a needle tool, and the bottom of my slab is not even smoothed because it's actually gonna end up being the top. So I'll smooth it later and I'll show you why. I don't like wasting my time, so I don't work on the underside until I'm ready to work on the underside. And then what I do with this puppy is I'm gonna peel this thing back off. Now the clay that I work with, it's pretty soft, okay? The wetter your clay is, the less of a memory it's going to have. So when you're working with a large piece like a platter, it's really, really useful because those love to warp. I'm gonna take a damp sponge and I'm gonna go over the edge right now because I don't want any sharp edges. The sharp edges oftentimes is where your crack is going to start. And once it starts, it just gets bigger and bigger every time you fire. So a lot of the cracks that people are saying, oh, it's gone through the bisque fire fine and then cracked in the glaze fire, the crack is usually already there. You just can't see it yet. Okay, so I'm gonna put cling down because remember, this top is actually going to end up inside the platter. Okay, here we go. And then I'm going to return my form back on top, slide my hand underneath, and just flip it over. Now, I will always go over the edge on the other side. Always, always, don't forget to do this, because this is where a lot of cracks will happen. That sharp edge, as it dries, the molecules are just going to start pulling and they're going to pull apart your platter. And then you smooth down the surface that you haven't smoothed down before. Okay? And basically, so this is a platter and it's gonna go on the shelf to dry. Now, the way I dry it, what I'm going to do with this platter is, excuse my reach, I am going to drape a towel right over it. Yes, it's very moldy. And I'm going to tuck it in and I'm going to dry it like this on a shelf. It doesn't matter if the towel is under the dish because the dish is going to provide the smooth surface, right? So it's not gonna warp. As long as it adheres to the form of the dish, it's fine. So I'm going to dry it like this for like, I don't know, like a day or two. When it's a little bit more solid and I can actually get it off of that dish, I'm going to transfer it on the towel. And why is this important? Here, let me show you. I actually have a platter that is ready for this. Okay, so say I have a towel, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other platter. Excuse me while I disappear off the video. Okay. Here's a platter on a dish that's been sitting out for about 2 days now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently transfer it onto the towel. And then I'm going to start peeling the cling back. Now see, I'm not handling the platter much. That's another thing, is that you have to stop like picking it up by the edge, and because the clay will remember it, and that just increases the warping in the kiln. So what I like to do is I just like to start peeling back the plastic, and then I just kind of slide it out like this, okay? So the plastic is now gone, the dish is now on the towel, and then what I do is I actually wrap it in more towels, and then transfer very carefully. Sometimes I'll put like even a board underneath to transfer, and I'll transfer it very carefully to dry on the shelf in the towels. Why the towels and not the plastic? Because the towels will actually evenly absorb the moisture from the bottom and from the top. And if they're getting really, really wet, sometimes I will even change the towels, and I will keep like putting in the dry towels. Is it a ton of work? Sure. But the platters don't crack. The key thing with the drying of the platters is that it's not how slow you dry it, it's how evenly. You can dry it very, very quickly if all the areas of the platter dry at the same rate. The problem with the platters is that they have such a long, big bottom that there's almost no way to dry it evenly unless you get them off that bottom. So I suppose that if you dried it on like a wire rack, that might also be helpful, but I really have found that this just bath towels, works great for me. So I will dry it wrapped in bath towels as soon as I can get it off that dish and get it onto the towels. And the firing. So when you fire it, you have to make sure that you put the platter on a nice even shelf without any like dips or pieces of like glaze stuck to it or anything. No cracks, no divots. And so nice even shelf and in the middle of the kiln. That's where it's going to get the most even heat. So you don't have one part of the platter heating up more than the other, because that will also cause you a crack. And I think that if you do that, you will have a much higher success rate. Okay, so the biggest thing is no rough edges. Make sure you smooth everything down. Don't handle it too much. Dry it very evenly. Doesn't matter fast or slow, but evenly. So for me, bath towels are doing the trick. And then you're firing it on a nice smooth shelf in the middle of the kiln. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I think that should get you on your way to success. And let me know also if you want me to do any other videos on any specific topic. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.